Independence Hall. In that building across the street, a bunch of guys about 248 years ago. You know what they did? Some historic stuff. And you know what's happening today? Some more historic stuff right across the street. This is my new scooter. It's a Highboy. That's a funny name. Highboy S2 Pro. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take my scooter on its first ride where I'm going to be vlogging with it, and I'm going to give you my review of the Highboy S2 Pro. This thing's supposed to go about 25 miles. So I usually do a thing where I ride my scooter from Franklin Square to Rittenhouse Square, and then by the time I get back to Franklin Square, I'm usually doing, I call it poor man scooting, where I'm kicking. It's really bad too, especially when I'm wearing flip-flops. It is. There we go. A little bit slower. This thing could go up to, I think it can go up to 18 miles per hour, which is a lot of speed. And I've been involved in, I've been hit by a car on a scooter 3 or 4 times. So I would say, know your limitations. I know anything above 12 miles an hour, I shouldn't be doing it. I shouldn't be doing it, especially in Philadelphia, where everything's paved in bricks, cobblestones, and Belgian blocks. So let's go for a little scootski wootski. Let's do it. Yeah, this one has, the takeoff is much quicker than the Segway. Whenever I buy a scooter, I always buy the scooters with the non-puncture tires. This is, yeah, let me go off the scooter and show you this. I always buy non-puncture tire scooters because I hate changing tires. This is the acceleration, this is the brake, and it also has an emergency handbrake. I mean, City Hall. And there's a long line of people. What's going on here? All right, so Chicky and Pete's is giving out free chicken fingers and crab fries to all the city employees who had to go back to the office here at City Hall. They, oh look, the news is here. Yeah, Philadelphia city employees haven't, not all of them, but some of them were able to work from home. And the mayor changed the law, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago, and there was a little tiny dispute with the union. These city employees, they get free chicken fingers and French fries. And my thing is, this line's super long. How long do we give these city employees for lunch? Good gravy. I don't know if it's necessarily necessary for everybody to be here at the office, you know? Wow, that is a super long line. Yeah, I'm actually starting to wonder, can I make it to the art museum and back on a single charge? If that's the case, these scooter rides it's a whole new world. There's too many people. Yeah, this is probably going to be the only one-hand scooter ride I do with this scooter, just because it doesn't have a foot brake option. My last scooter, I could use this as a brake, and I have to use this to brake, and I can't. I gotta kind of just jump off the scooter to stop. But yeah, dude, I could definitely make it to the art museum. We could do the art museum, and then we can go to Schuylkill River Trail. Oh, the world is my oyster. That's actually what Mrs. Captain says to me. There's some days, I call it writer's block or scooter block, where I can't think of where to go. Where should I scoot? And Mrs. Captain's like, the world is your oyster, hon. What do you want to see? There you go. And then there's a YouTuber I watch. There you go. There's a YouTuber I watch named Camping with Steve. And I think he might have ADHD just like me, because he was talking about people going to baseball stadiums and into big cities to get like stimulated. And I have this thing where I have to go this. Oh, hello, bro. I don't know how to break this thing, kid. This little work of art here is called 3 Disc 1 Lacking, and it was made by an artist named Alexander Calder. His grandfather made that statue up there, the William Penn statue, and Alexander here, his father, his son, made the Swan fountain, which is this big, beautiful fountain on the Ben Franklin Parkway. Let me show you. And this is the Swan fountain right here. Check this out. All right, and we're coming up to the Swan fountain. This is Logan Square. And these statues represent the 3 major waterways in Philadelphia: the Schuylkill River, the Delaware River, and the Wissahickon Creek. All of the animals that you see around the fountain are animals that you will find here in Philadelphia. Not just Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. This is also used in a lot of TV shows. Whenever Monday Night Football is in town, they always do a shot here. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The opening was shot at this fountain. Now I'm riding the scooter on gravel, and there's a thing when you ride the scooter on gravel, sometimes you can get a little, it's like skating on ice or walking on ice. It's a little slippery. This is the Bud BB-1 Pioneer aircraft. It's an airplane that was made here in Philadelphia, and it's made of stainless steel. The Pioneer. This building here is the Franklin Institute. It's a science learning, type museum. The big exhibit in here is, my favorite exhibit is, I like 2. I like the train. There's a Baldwin locomotive train that you can go in and see a train that was made, I think, right down the street at the Baldwin Locomotive Company. And they also have the paper mache heart. It's a big ass heart that you can walk through. Coming soon is the Calder Gardens, and they're going to have an art museum opening right here. So the guy who, his grandpop did he did the Billy Penn statue. He's going to have his own museum. And they're trying, I guess they're not trying. This is going to be, or if it's not already, this is what, if you're an art fan, if you like, art, Philadelphia is like a must-see place because of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. And directly across the street, you have, right here you have the Rodin Museum. Yeah, right here you have the Rodin Museum, where you have a bunch of work from Rodin. He did the Thinker right here. And this is the Rodin Museum. The majority of the statues, if not all of them, were donated by a guy named Jules Massbaum. who was a movie theater mogul. He owned a bunch of movie theaters in the city of Philadelphia. And I think when he died, he donated all of his Rodin statues to the city. And with that, with all the donations, they built this museum and they raised money. Cool thing about this museum, they don't really announce it, but I'll let you know. This museum is pay what you wish. And what that means is you go in and they go, oh, it's $10. But then you go, okay, I'll give you $5. And they'll go, okay. And as you see here, this is I think this is called the Gates of Hell. And if you look at this big gate, oh, I'm sorry. Just taking a picture. There is the Thinker miniature. There you go. Okay, we're good. Yes. There's some other works of art that you can look at outside if you don't want to go inside. This is a fountain right across the street from the Philadelphia Museum of Art. In the 80s, the Beach Boys played a concert. There was a lot of people on the Parkway, and I got to watch the Beach Boys in concert in that part of the fountain. It was a good time. This is right across the street right there. That is the Rocky statue. Oh, I'm not doing the scam artist thing. It's too hot. I don't have a... It's just too hot. It's too hot to yell at people. There it is, the Rocky statue. #1 tourist attraction in the city of Philadelphia. And the reason why it's the #1 tourist attraction is because unlike the Liberty Bell, Rocky is open 24 hours a day. No scam artists scamming the tourists today there. That's good to see. For the life of me, there's a thing where these scam artists will stay there and they'll ask if you need me to take your picture for you, and then they'll like try to swindle money off you. Like, yeah, while they hold your phone, they're like, yo, you want to give me $5 to take your picture? This is the Rocky store. It's actually owned by Sylvester Stallone. I don't trust society enough to leave my scooter out here to go inside to show you. But, so I've made it to the Art Museum, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 battery lights on here, and one just went out. I used about 20% of the battery, and I got to the Art Museum. And at the last scooter I had, I don't think I could make it to the Art Museum. Like usually, I couldn't do Old City and the Art Museum at the same time. So the battery power on this mother is fantastic. The Schuylkill River Trail. I'll show you why in a second. Right here is a cool skate park. It's a hot one today. It's in the 90s. And I can't imagine you're going to see a lot of people running today. Maybe some bike riders. Oh my God, a bug just went in my mouth. Holy shit. That was the... Oh. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So this over there, that's the Schuylkill River. Over there is the train tracks. That's the river that flooded during Hurricane Ida. Now you can take this trail. They're in the middle of working on it. They've been expanding it for a while. And you're going to be able to take this trail all the way down to Gray's Ferry. Which is like southwest Philadelphia, near the Children's Hospital, Franklin Field, Penn University. As a matter of fact, I think you can take this to Penn University now. A lot of new construction on the Schuylkill River. Oh shit! Ha ha! Oh, that was a dip. Yeah, I'm not comfortable on this thing yet. I just noticed that the back tire kind of gives, that's like the shock. And I hit like a little bit of a bump, like a little bit of a speed bump. And it just made, I felt like the scooter was falling apart. Oh, train dorks. Look at this. What'd you guys think I forgot about yous? Never. You guys are my favorite people in the world. I love the train dorks. Wow, 3 locomotives. Wow, you train dorks are probably like, oh my God. Hey Jim, look, it's the CSX. Ooh. And look at the load, telephone poles. Oh my God. Yeah, you see those, that pile of debris in front of that bridge? That is all stuff from the river when it gets pretty high. When it almost floods, the debris gets stuck there. Man, look at all that lumber on that train. Now we're just trying to find a way up. Try not to take any steps. Trying to conserve a little leg energy. We're only 15 days into June, and I think I did about 200,000 steps already. Oh, this is good. This will be an incline test. How good is the incline? I'm doing 8 miles per hour up on this hill. It's a pretty steep hill, right? This is a battery killer right here. Uh-oh, here we go. Pretty cool view of the city. Oh, you know what? I'll show you a really cool view of the city. Let's hit a pause for a second. Going up. And you get this amazing view of Center City, Philadelphia, and the Schuylkill River. I love that this glass is this high. I just love that it's higher than me. Usually when you go to places, the railings are like, you know, up to here. So it makes me nervous. I'm always nervous about tripping and falling over to my death. And I don't feel that here. Down there is the Phillies mural. Oh! That's the University of Pennsylvania's lacrosse practice field. Over there is University City, Penn. Yeah, now in this part here, I think you can like rent this place out for like weddings and receptions. And good thing is, it's on top of a parking lot, so it's easy to get parking for your wedding reception. They also do movie screenings here occasionally. All right, going down. When the scooter comes, it comes mostly assembled. You have to tighten these bolts here, which I think I have to give them yeah, I gotta tighten these up when I go home because this is a little wobbly. So that's good to know. The only thing I had to do, I couldn't do right. Here is a closer look at that Phillies mural. You got the Philly Fanatic right there, Richie Ashburn, Harry Callis, Mike Schmidt, Ryan Howard. Up there, Tug McGraw, Brad Lidge. I like that Mitch Williams made our mural. This is one of the cooler streets. It's in the Rittenhouse Square area. This is Delancey Place. And if you go down this street, little Hollywood history happened on this street. The movie Trading Places was filmed right here. Right here. This is the Trading Places house. And it was for sale for a long time. And it looks like it was purchased. I think it was going for like $8 million. And this is the house that Dan Aykroyd owned. I know I say Aykroyd weird. Dan Aykroyd owned the house for a bit. And then somehow Eddie Murphy wound up living in here for a bit. But the person who owns that house won the Nobel Prize not too long ago. This is the Rosenbach Museum, and it's a museum. This is probably one of the few museums I have not gone into. It's a book museum, and the Rosenbachs were two brothers, and they just started collecting and preserving books. I don't know if she still works here, but if you ever saw the TV show Pawn Stars with Rick and all those dudes, they all used to have a book expert. I think her name was Rachel. I'm not 100 on that. Don't be writing book reports. But the book expert from Pawn Stars, you know, I don't even know if Pawn Stars is still a store. Look at this store. This store is awesome. I don't know if Pawn Stars is still a show, but last I heard, she was working for that Rosenbach Museum. I should go in. We got 2 houses for sale. Tell me what they're going for. This is 1827 Delancey Place. And then you have 1830 Delancey Place. And there's another one. And this one has a garage. Wow, everybody. Neighborhood must be going downhill. Everybody's moving. 1819 Delancey Place and 1818 Delancey Place. Just so you know, this is the neighborhood where the athletes, like, I don't know if they live here. Some of them rent apartments not too far from here. There's another house for sale. Why is everybody leaving such a nice neighborhood? This house is a historic thing. This is a little giddy up. Let me show you. This is 1805 Delancey. This here, you would use this to get on top of your horse. Let me show you with my scooter. I stand on this, and it makes it getting on the scooter easier. That's what that's for. This is a boot scraper, and you just get this, and this is for you to get the stuff off your shoes. And you're not going to find nicer railings anywhere in America than you will in this part of Philadelphia. From here all the way down to like 12th Street, 7th Street. All the railings in this area were made by this really, I forget the name of the company, but they made, if you ever go to the French Quarter in New Orleans, they made the railings at the French Quarter, the same company. Look at this. And it's little things like that, oh, look at this. Oh, I like these people. Yeah. Little things like the railings, these are things that I took for granted for a really long time, and I never really cared about it. Then one day I was like, God damn, these railings are really nice. And then I just did a little Google search. Why are the railings so nice in this area? And I found out. It's the company who made them. All right. And now we have 3 bars of power, and I'm at Rittenhouse Square. This is one of my favorite places on the planet. I love coming here at lunchtime. Like I said, it's really hot today, so the park might not be as crowded as it usually is on a lunchtime day. At the day during lunchtime, sometimes the words come out wrong. There's the Duck Girl fountain. This statue is called Duck Girl, and for the longest time, it was inside the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts, and then they put it out here in the park. And I often wonder, would the artist want it outside or inside the museum? If I was the artist, I would want it outside. Although sometimes, you know, a crazy homeless person may urinate on your work of art, but it's a piece of bronze. You wash it off. Check out the park. All the flowers in this park are put in the park by the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society. A lot of the flowers in the parks around this area, a lot of them are from the Philadelphia Flower Show. Not a lot of them, some of them. All right. This scooter is a game changer. Yeah, I'm not sure if I necessarily like it more than the old scooter. Oh shit. The one thing I do like about it is definitely the battery power is 100 times better than my last scooter. It's a little bit after 1 o'clock. And the line of city employees are gone. Chicky and Pete's getting that good publicity, giving out free food. But it looks like the free lunch is over for the city employees. And we're going. This is the Masonic Temple, right across the street from Philadelphia City Hall. Right here is where all the city council people, here we are! Here's where all the city council people park. Yeah, this is going to be, it's compared to my old scooter, I would say the old scooter has a smoother ride. The battery power is incredible on this thing. Did he say a dildo? I swear, a dildo. All right, the Reading Terminal Market, hun. It's lunchtime. I'm not going in. What's going on here? I think ukulele guy has a busier corner. Yeah, I still have more than half of my battery left, where I definitely on my last scooter would be dead. I beat the shit out of that last scooter. I would take it on hiking trails. I would take it on places. Oh, look at this! Cybertruck. I think they more look like, Adam the Woo said it. He said they look like DeLoreans. And I agree with that statement. We're now in the Chinatown section. You usually get a little bit of a crowd around 8th Street. That's like the touristy part. It's more than just the 8th Street. You go down here, there's like, I think there's a Buddhist temple down here. There's some Chinese markets. Real big produce stand. I like going to Chinatown, and I love looking at the produce because I have no idea what any of these things are. It's like traveling the world on the scooter. Okay, now I'm going to go past here. You can look up. You're going to look up or not? No, you're going to look down. Okay. Oh, it always, it's these dumpsters. Yeah, they got crazy produce. Oh, what is that? A big bag of mushrooms for $34. Get some seeds for $3.99. Where's the Dannering? That's what we're looking for. Apples, pears. Okay, maybe star fruit, passion fruit. Oh boy. Uh-oh. What is that? Is it a pumpkin? I don't know. Never saw it before. That looks like this building needs a little bit of help. This is a first. My camera is going to die before the scooter is even halfway dead. And matter of fact, I'm going to end this video with another video. Believe it or not, we're going to... last night, I went to the Chinese Lantern Festival with my daughter, my stepson, and my grandson. And we checked out this festival. It was $28 to get into, and it's been years that this festival's been going on, and I never went to it. And it's well worth $28. I didn't know that some of these things actually move. They do you can see they got those hula hoops and stuff on there. They have a stage show that they do, and they have like this cool bubble machine that blows bubbles with smoke, and the fountain show here. So let me end it. Let me give you a little taste of the Chinese Lantern Festival. Let them go. Who cares? No, these people are getting the money. You going on the merry-go-round? He's covering his eyes. All right. Oh, and you buckled in? This goes pretty fast. All right, guys. Have a good time.